Hey y'all, and welcome to your Essential Detox podcast with me, Ebony.
And I'm Pearl.
Thank y'all so much for watching and listening. We really appreciate it. It's our first episode, so yeah.
Yes, girl, we're in this thing.
Yes.
I'm super excited. Honestly, I could not think of no one else who to start a podcast with. You know what I'm saying? Because I've always wanted to do it. Never really thought about doing it until I brought it up to you a couple of months ago, and things just kind of start going to fruition with that. So yeah, I'm excited about this. I'm excited about this new venture, and I do hope with people viewing at us and listening to us that, we impart something in their lives, that can be beneficial. Yeah. And also I feel like sometimes a lot of people start this is more so like a therapy to vent, to get their emotions and their opinions out. So I'm excited about it. I don't know about you.
I honestly think like this platform can be used for so many different things with us, because we are just so many different things. Like, we're not just one thing, like the both of us, like we're just like, we can be one thing one minute, one thing the next minute, and we just keep changing and evolving. And even for me, like with the podcast, I wanted to start one, but I really wasn't sure like what I would want to talk about. And then when you brought it to me, I was like, okay, this has to be God saying like, this is what you need to be doing and this is what y'all need to get started. Because I was like, I don't know, but I'm happy and excited for us. And, I can't wait to see what this is going to flourish into for us. Like, really excited about that.
Most definitely. So I thought, it would be good for the listeners to hear about how we came to know each other. We've been knowing each other for like a long time. Like, I think we're almost, I don't know, we haven't bridged there yet, but I feel like we almost on our 20-year mark.
I think so.
I know we're past 15 because that's when we became friends.
We're definitely past 15. Yeah, I think we might be on our way to 20 years. I think so, because we met in 2005.
Yeah.
Yeah, we met in 2005.
Yeah.
And, so 2005.
That's 16 years. Y'all did the quick, we bust out the calculator, did the quick math. And like, 2005. Yeah. So we're 16 years in deep.
Yeah.
Nisi, do you know, like, we're in a committed relationship?
We are.
We're in a committed relationship. Like,
we are. But ain't no going back.
It ain't no going. But look, we're not getting divorced.
No.
We're not getting divorced. We're gonna grow old together. We're gonna get gray hair together. And you know what?
We already got gray hair together.
We're really. I am getting gray. I am starting to gray.
Girl, I've been gray since I always had like one or two little gray strands in me since I was a little girl. So I've been graying.
I have not. I just started graying when I hit my 30s, which I'm actually happy about it.
Okay,
I'm happy about the gray. But yeah, we're if we wind up living together at some point of our life, we're gonna put our dentures in the same cup together. We're in this.
We're in this. And then get it mixed up and be like, wait, these are not my teeth. These are yours.
Right.
Oh my god.
But yeah, so we met each other in high school. We both went to the same high school, and we were part of the magnet there in Lincoln, and we really didn't have too many classes together because you were in humanities, correct?
Yeah.
Right. And so I was in journalism. We really didn't mingle together. I think we just really started knowing each other because we had Spanish too.
Spanish.
Yeah, Spanish. Miss Dumhoff.
Yeah, that's when we really started getting to know each other. But we had kind of started talking freshman year, like, you know, just kind of here and there because we had speech together. But then, like, we really started, like, actually getting to know each other and all of that when we were in Spanish 2 together.
Yeah, because we were passing notes.
We were in Miss Dumbhoff class.
Yes.
Passing notes talking together. And just... talking, making jokes, just all types of stuff. And then, like, literally just over time, like, we just, you know, just cosmically, organically realized, like, you know, we clicked. We got along together really well. And I mean, since then we've been together.
We've been in the trenches together. You know what? I think it's important. I know we've talked about it before, but I think it's important that we still realize that you and I are two different type of people.
Yeah,
I would say out of the both of us, you're more outgoing than I am.
Yeah, even though I'm so introverted.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
It is.
Like I'm so introverted, but I'm way more outgoing
you
than
more
you.
outgoing, and because of that, you force me to step outside of my boundaries and my comfort zone, which is good. So for me, I would say that I'm more grounded.
And you really, like, in those moments when I need to be grounded, it's like Brandy is the person, like, you the person that I come to rather than. And by the way, like, even though we call ourselves Ebony and Pearl, we're gonna switch and use our names. Yeah, because we're so used to 15-year relationship.
So used to calling each other by our real names. So it is what it is. We're the same person. It's the same. I'm the same. We're the same person.
Yeah, you know. But I mean, we just are who we are, and
we don't try to change.
We never try to change each other.
Exactly.
Like, we never try to change each other. Like, I've always let you be who you are. You let me be who I am. Like, I'm more of, like, the girly type. You're more of the
tomboy.
I'm
a tomboy.
You know, the tomboy. Yeah. And I mean, you know, I have my moments, you know, where I'm like, I mean, you know, we have moments where we switch, but I've always been more of the girly type, you know, like tonight, you know, got my cute glasses and the earrings and, you know, all of that. And you got your do-rag and, you know, you just, I mean, and we're comfortably who we are and we don't judge each other for that. And that's the one thing that I really, that's like the first message that I really want us to get out to our viewers and listeners, is that, like, we don't judge each other, and that's just not something that we do with each other, that we've ever done with each other, just because it's not us, it's not who we are. Like, we just let let
each other be, because I know it's some things that I've shared with you that I've done that you might not necessarily agree with, or that's something that is not conducive to your lifestyle, but it wasn't
vice versa.
Exactly. It wasn't no shaming on either of us.
Oh, no. I mean, because it's life and we're going to experience life. And that's the one thing that we do, is that we experience life. And then, you know, do we talk every day?
Nope.
No, we don't. Do we talk every month? No, we don't. But the amazing thing is like, when we do talk, it's like we don't ever miss a beat.
We don't.
We really don't. Like, we don't miss a beat at all.
And I really think that's what's defining of, like, a true friendship. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, definitely. Because my thing is, I mean, you know, people that talk every day, cool.
That's the nature of your that's your nature and your element of your friendship. But we have something that's different, and it has spanned these 16 years, and God willing, it'll be another 16 years. So, like, you're my only female friend. I don't have a lot of I have associates. I have associates. I have a lot of associates, but you are truly my only female friend.
Yeah, and see, for me, like, I have a few female friends, but I keep my circle very, very small because, you know, and I used to be that person that when I was little, I wanted to have, like, just 10, 15, 20 friends of just, so it'd be a big old group. But then I got older and really started realizing Because and the thing is, out of that 10 to 15 people, it's only gonna be 5 that's really
if that,
like,
if that,
hell yeah, if that, hell yeah, it might be 2 or 3, And so for me, I love keeping my circle small. I don't like having big groups of friends, like, because then it starts to get messy, and we don't do mess, we don't do drama, we might talk about somebody else,
but we're not finna have it in our own. And then too, especially dealing with females, because we are females, and I know how I am as a female, and I know how sometimes I can act. Why would I want another one? 2, 3, 4, 5 of them that are in that same category as me, because it's just going to keep up a lot of drama and a lot of mess.
Yeah.
So definitely. We don't do that. We are not for the drama. Like you said, we do like to listen to other people's drama, because I am for the shits and giggles on it.
all day, but that's other people's stuff. Because we can talk about that and throw it away. When it's our stuff, when it involves us, it's like I can't function. Throw that away. But so moving on though, the first thing on our docket to talk about tonight is Miss Monique, the queen of comedy herself. Do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first, Ebony? You know what? Since you brought it to me, I'm gonna let you go first with this.
Okay, thank you so much. I have so much to say about this. Bless you. Bless you. So, what I usually do, and you know me with this, I like to play the devil's advocate on certain situations. So, Monique posted a video, and for some of our listeners and viewers, we might be a little late to the party with this, but I thought it was important as a Black woman to address this. She posted a video a couple of weeks ago about this woman in the airport that she saw with this bonnet on. So for me, it takes me back to a time where I know with my mother and my granny, they were raised in a different generation. My mother was born in 1938, and my granny who was actually really my aunt, but I called her granny. She was born in 1929, and I think that was the height of the Depression. So raised in a different generation, different time frame. They went through segregation and Jim Crow. So it was instilled in me really from a young age from both of them that you just don't walk outside of the house looking some type of way. You always make yourself presentable. Okay. I get that, because it was like a pride thing, because you're my child, you're my granddaughter, and you're a reflection of me. So if people see you looking any type of way, and then I come out the house and I'm dressed to the nines, they're going to talk about me, right?
Yeah, because it's kind of like the whole thing of when you see me,
you see a reflection.
You see her. So when you see
it's
her,
a reflection. And so I get that, because, you don't know who you might run into. You might run into somebody who's on the Fortune 500 and the Forbes. They might just offer you a job. Yeah. So I get that concept. I truly get that concept. Now, when it comes to Monique and what she said, and I forgot to send this to you, but she also had sent like a picture of this woman on her Instagram page. Yeah. Oh. So I get the concept, what she's saying. Now, because it's, it goes back to being indecent and in order. Now, here it comes on the flip side, is that I feel like she said it wrong. It's not always all the time what you say is how you say it. And I feel
like she's saying a lot of stuff wrong.
It just came off wrong. And so I wrote some notes down. So for me personally, and for listeners who are listening in, I have a do-rag on. I keep my hair cut short because I want to. I like the style of it, and it's convenient for me. And I got waves. If I didn't have waves, I probably wouldn't wear a do-rag. But I work meticulously on my waves. I
does, brush. Y'all. Like, it's a whole day process.
Yeah, well, yeah. Washing, usually, now when I have an afro, washing my hair or whatever, it doesn't take long because it's just an afro. But with my waves, it's like a 30-minute, maybe to an hour process.
Girl, stop lying. You know it's longer than that.
It can be if I'm doing like a deep conditioning. It can be. Because okay. But anyway.
Okay.
It's a process. It's a process.
I mean,
so right now, like I said, I have on this red and white do-rag by one of my favorite companies. Shout out to Ocean View. No, this is not sponsored, but if y'all want to sponsor us, I have a lot of y'all do-rags, and I'm probably going to be buying some more with y'all summer sale. So it's,
I mean, slip me one because I might put one on. I don't know.
Right. And like I've been been looking at a lot of them too for our trip in December to match my outfits and my swimsuits. Okay. But you know, like I said, it's not always what you say, it's how you say it. And so I feel like as a almost 32-year-old woman, if I want to walk out the house with a bonnet on or my do-rag on, I'm going to do it. I have gone to the store, well, not the store, but the gas station with my bonnet on. I have walked out the house numerous of times with a do-rag on, walking, going to Walmart, going to work. It doesn't matter with my do-rag on. Yeah. Okay? So, you know, she has her right to her opinion. I'm not taking that away. But the consistency that I see from a lot of people of our generation and the generation behind us is they like, hey, Monique, you need to mind your own business. And I have a tendency to agree with them because I feel like you're speaking from a place of privilege. So you're sitting there in the airport. Okay, that's fine. But you're talking about people who can afford to be in that airport. What about the people who are on the Greyhound? What about the people who are walking, who are on the bus, who are in taxi cabs? You know what I'm saying? So to me, what she said was just such a broad, general statement. And without knowing that young lady's situation, you know what I'm saying? Maybe her decency and order was, that do-rag. Maybe she couldn't afford no edge control. Maybe she couldn't afford to get her hair done right then. Maybe whatever destination she's going to, then she was going to get her hair done. So, maybe like her order was having that do-rag on, because if she walked in the airport with her hair sticking all out like rats been sucking on it, then you really would have had a field day. You've seen some people's hair just all over the place. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Okay. Yes, I did. So, like I'm saying, like you mentioned the statement without knowing her situation. So it comes to me like that's to me it's no difference than generalized racism or sexism. Okay. So, and I've noticed this about a lot of generations, and I've experienced this too with my own aunt. I'm not going to say her by name. I'm just going to say Aunt Sapphire, since her name is after a jewel. She does that a lot to me with correction. And, you want to pass it off as correction with love. And Lord, let me not say that statement with love, because sometimes it's not always loving or gracious. You know what I'm saying? And so if I want to take it even biblical, the scripture says that you're supposed to be gracious in your conversation. That's word. Yeah. So what would Jesus do? Okay. So what would Jesus do? Jesus was with people who might have worn a bonnet, and it wasn't a problem. What if he had decided he didn't want to heal the people, those two men that had leprosy because they had a bonnet or some type of head wrap on their head? Or what if he didn't, want to heal the woman with the issue of blood who touched the hem of his garment? Where he's like, oh, don't touch me. Don't touch me. You got a bonnet on. Just go about your business and let your faith make you whole. So you can't have that type of ideology, because her platform is big. Granted, we're not seeing her in the movies that much or on comedian stages, but you have like such a broad platform, and like she said, people call her Amy, and they may look to her for guidance, but you have to serve them. So serving the people as a whole with that type of platform is more important. Same thing, like I've gone to church with my do-rag on, don't care, and looked at anybody who said anything to me or looking at me strange about it. Because if I'm in church, your main mission is to serve, to minister me, or you need to, you know what I'm saying? You need to minister me, reach my
Like, reach
spirit,
my
or you
spirit
just
and
can't connect to me,
soul,
right? Or you just
the
can't connect to
physical.
me because I got some type of head wrap on my head. If that's the case, then some of the women in my church need to take off their wig. It's another covering. Is it because it looks stylish that it's okay? What's the difference of me wearing something on my head? How does that disrupt the spirit? And that falls into the fact of religion and how it plays such a havoc role in the church. But
but you know, I think just, you know, as Black women, we've been judged so much on what we should look like, what we should wear, how our hair should look, all these things. And so for me, when I saw the video of what she was talking about, at first I was like, yes, I totally agree, because you should not be walking out here looking like you don't care about yourself. You should not be going outside looking like, you know, like you have no self-love. You know, I get.
But what if that's all she got though?
Because I mean, I grew.
Okay.
You know, but hold on. And the thing is, like, I grew up the same way that you grew up. Because, like, the thing is, like, my mom, my grandmother, my great-grandmother, like, especially, like, my great-grandmother, if she was ever, on my mom's side, if she was ever going anywhere, she was going to slap her wig on. She was going to, you know, put a little bit of lipstick on. Like, she was going to look presentable. Even my grandmother, my mom's mom, she was going to comb and brush her hair, you know, put on a little lipstick, put her little cute glasses on. They had like a little blue tint, and she was going to have, you know, not, you know, just be suited and booted. No, but she was going to look presentable to leave out of the house. Like, she wasn't just going to be looking like anything. And even with my mom, like, you know, growing up, and even as I got older, like, you know, there were moments where she would run out in like a little sweatsuit or something, but it was still something that was presentable that she could go in. And there were many times when she would get on me because I'd be walking out and we'd go into Walmart kind of late at night.
I saw the picture.
I'm like,
now that's something I would never do. But I saw the picture.
I don't even really know what picture you're talking about. But I mean, like, I just, you know, because I was like, I don't care. Like, we just going to Walmart. I don't care. And she'd be like, no, you need to care. And then I started getting to the point where I was like, you know what? I really don't want nobody talking about me behind my back about how I look. So, you know, like, I mean, now I will walk out and have like a scarf on my head, you know, but it's going to be one cute, you know, like in a cute little style or something. But, you know, maybe, you know, but even still, and I think I've gone to the airport with like a scarf on my head, but like one of those, like, you know, not like the one that's like super stylish, but like, because I would just be getting up early for a flight, and my flight was at 6, 7 in the morning. So I'm not trying to be all cute or whatever, because I don't care, you know. And then like once I got to my destination and got to the hotel room or whatever, I was going to take that off, you know. And so I do get that. So I think it really just depends on maybe how you dress it up. Now, I will say, like, I've seen these, you know, these younger girls coming out with bonnets and you getting your nails done or, you know, something like that. And I'm like, sweetheart, really? You could, like, I mean, come on now. I mean, I don't know. I really straddle the fence with it, in that, yes, I agree that you should be able to rock whatever you want, however you want it. I totally agree with that. However, I also agree with the fact that, I mean, there's just a certain standard, and there's just a certain way that you go about doing certain things. So, I don't know. I straddle the fence with it. And I think that with Monique and the way that she presented it, because she does have a huge, strong following, I think that there's just a way for you to presented and for it to be more polished. And just for it to really, because like if it's coming from a place of love and just really respect and all of that, then I think maybe it could have been worded differently. I think maybe that was the issue. I mean, and then, I mean, Monique is, I mean, literally for years. I know more than 5 years. She's always been in the headlines for saying stuff, and it's like the message under it would be something really good, but the way she presented it, it was like, really, it really is. And it's like one thing that she did that I will never forget was when she got named Donkey of the Day on the Breakfast Club, and she wanted to come on, and she was like, you better record the whole thing, and I know how y'all be editing stuff, don't edit this. So they got her from beginning to end, and she said some stuff where I was like, whoa, and it completely turned me off. So I think because her record of the crap she says has just been so horrible that it's hard to receive something like this that I do believe is coming from love when you've continued to say so much about people, calling them out of their names or calling them some type of slave something, and I mean just downing and dogging people. And it's like when you go from downing and dogging to something, it's a place of love.
You can't accept
come
that
on,
because
you can't.
It's more like shame. It's shame. And so to go back to what you said about, you know, when you would go out to the airport or whatever, wearing something stylish, I get that. Like, I've worn do-rags. When I go out with a do-rag on, coincidentally enough, my do-rag always matches my top. Even now, this do-rag matches my top. It's red and white, and I got a white and I got red in my shirt. So, and I didn't do that on purpose either. But, you know, I get that. It's fine.
I mean, like, if you coordinated, I mean, okay.
I have,
you know, but I mean, like I said, it's all about how you present. It's really, truly all about how you present it and how you're carrying yourself.
Do you feel though, how you know? I want to go back to what you said also about how, presenting yourself in a certain way, and how as Black women, I feel like we're always under that scrutiny. That we always have to be perfect. So do you think that comes more so the fact of how the colonizers tell us that we have to be presented to be accepted? Or is this like a standard for ourselves that we need to look a certain way, act a certain way in order to make it? Are we setting the standards for ourselves?
Honestly, I think it's
or we just going along with the flow? Because a lot of people, like last year, they just made a law about you can wear your natural hair in the workplace, because that was the Crown Act.
The Crown Act.
That was dumb. Mm-hmm. So what do you mean my natural hair is not appropriate? Even though, yeah. So what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah. Honestly, I think it's a little bit of both. Is that like over time, you know, we've taken, you know, what was expected of us from hundreds of years ago during slavery, or, you know, during slavery and even after that we've taken that and we've presented it as the standard rather than us creating our own standard of what we should look like and how we should present ourselves. And, you know, just, you know, even going into talking about natural hair and how we wear our hair, there was a time when growing up that even for me, I thought people that wore afros and dreadlocks were not it. Because that's not what I grew up seeing on TV. I did. I mean, there were very few people that I saw, black women, that had afros and locks and all of that. Like, I didn't grow up seeing a lot of that. And I didn't grow up of somebody saying that's beautiful. I grew up that,
Straight hair.
the long, permed, straightened, relaxed hair, that's beautiful. And that's what I always wanted. It took me being in college for me to realize that all hair is beautiful, no matter what it looks like, no matter the color, no matter any of those things. And like, even now, my hair is locking. I'm doing micro locks, and it is the frizziest, fluffiest thing. I mean, gosh, but I mean, I've been rocking my actual natural hair with no chemicals on it since 2012, since May 2012. I just made the decision, went to my beautician. I was like, I trust you, chop it off. And she did. And since then, I have not put a chemical on my head. And I've enjoyed my life doing that. I've cut my hair, I think, 4 or 5 times. I've had afros. I've had my hair cut as short as yours. I mean, I've just, had all types of stuff. And, when I decided to cut my hair, it really truly made me have to believe and know that I was beautiful no matter what. And that's why, like, especially this day and age now, I love, love, love that we have more visuals of men and women having afros and locks and just all these different hair types, even for those that cover their hair up and they wear the wigs. Like, we have so many different ways of wearing our hair that it's like, young black and brown girls are really looking and understanding, like, your hair is beautiful no matter what it looks like, no matter how kinky, curly, coily, straight, whatever. It's all beautiful. And I honestly wish that I had grown up with that, because had I grown up with that, I wouldn't have had this whole vision of straight is great, so, and I think that all of this kind of comes together with the whole bonnet situation, and how we choose to wear our hair and present ourselves. Because, what if, okay, you're saying that rocking a bonnet and rocking a do-rag is not presentable. So then what if, the girl comes in and her hair all over her head?
I feel like you can't.
Yeah, then it's gonna be another thing of like, sister, young queen, little princess, like, you really shouldn't be. And that's why I say, for me, I really straddle the fence because of how I grew up and what I've kind of always known to be true for me. But then also, having that choice to choose whether you want to rock that bonnet and keep it moving, rock the do-rag and go on out there, or whatever. I don't know. I straddle. I think I'm just really gonna finally just put a stamp and say, honey, whatever you want to do it, as long as it makes you feel good and you coordinated some kind of way.
You can't expect nobody to say anything about it.
Come on. Nah. Yeah, but like, if you're coordinated, like if you got like a little leopard print and you got like leopard print
fashion statement
or something,
okay,
cool, like, fashion statement, yes, honey, or just whatever, just make sure that at least from the neck down, you look really like something. Because if you, now here's the thing: if you can wake up in the morning and pop your lashes on, then you can do something else.
I feel like saying, on my end, with the ending for this one is that I agree. Like, I decided to go natural, not because I wanted to, but because it was a necessity for me. I always have had perms in my hair. My mom always permed my hair. I always thought that a person who wore dreads, it was kind of nasty, because I've seen people who didn't take care of their dreads, and that if you decided to have afro, that you were just lazy. That was my thought. I decided to go natural out of necessity, And I didn't get the big chop. I just let the perm grow out, and not when I first went natural.
You did get the big chop.
I went natural back in 2010. But the dates are going to match up. The dates are going to match up. Okay. So, like I said, it was out of necessity.
Make it make
so,
sense.
And not because my hair was damaged, or anything like that, because even with the perm, I've always taken good care of my hair.
Yeah.
It was because I just didn't have the funds to keep my hair, keep going to the beauty shop, and I didn't trust nobody in my hair. That time Mom was sick, so she couldn't do my hair. So I decided just to let the perm grow out, and I just started getting my hair braided, and it's like getting my own hair braided. Like I had it braided straight back, like Queen Latifah set it off. And so I noticed that my hair was growing, and I was able to put my little braid tails into a little ponytail, and that was coming down my back. And so when Mom passed in 2012, I started doing the twist outs. And then a year later, that's when I got the big chop. Your mom took me to the barbershop when y'all were going to. And so for me, really cutting my hair was more of symbolic for me. It was more synonym. It was more of a release for me. It felt like I was cutting away or letting go of something that I didn't know I needed to do. And so after a while, I had it cut short down in the afro, and I just kept on going lower and lower until I have a fade. And that's because I started liking the hairstyle. I started liking the short look. I've gotten more compliments on my short hair than I ever have when I had long hair, especially with my makeup's done, my earrings on, the waves are popping. You can see them glistening in the sun. Yes. Yes. So,
yes, honey.
I think it's if you're going to do something, you do it in great conscience. And also too, like you said, you when you go out, you want to be presentable. You want to represent yourself. Because if I see you walking out and you're dressed like a slut, I'm going to assume that you're a slut. I don't know what else you want to say. I don't. Now, in regards to Monique, I agree with you wholeheartedly. It just came off cringy. And that's why it was like such a big uproar about it.
Yeah.
But what I do respect about Monique in this stance is that she's standing 10-toe down with it. She ain't backing down. She said what she said. She meant what she said, and she'll add more to it before she take it away. So I respect her in that regard, and I hope maybe in the future, if she wants to address the women in the African American community, it's more so in that loving manner in which it needs to be. Because I think what triggered me the most is that you're not going to tell me that I'm not a queen just because I choose to wear a do-rag out in public. You can't take that standard away from me. Yeah. Because I know how I represent.
Yeah. Like who
because I know how I represent
the
myself.
Giver of crowns.
It's always in season to be a lady, and I'm always going to be a lady. No matter what I'm wearing. Well, I would always wear something decent anyway. But you know what I'm saying? I'm always going to be a lady, and I'm always going to carry myself as such. Yeah. So, I think it's like you said. I just think it just needs to be worded different. Like I said, I get the meaning, I get the symbolism behind it. I even get the care that she's trying to do. But it just came out in the wrong. It just run people the wrong way.
And I think if she just didn't. Yeah, and I think if she didn't have a track record of rubbing people the wrong way, because she got a long track record of rubbing people the wrong way. If she didn't have that behind her, under her, around her, on the top of her, like...
Okay.
Hey, look. Like, she has a extensive track record of downing people, dogging people out, calling calling people out and just being totally disrespectful. And so when you want to come out with something loving, like, really?
But I can't take it like that way.
For real? That's like, I can't take it. It's literally like you giving me the most delicious meal on a trash can top. Like, that's literally kind of what I take. Like, anything that comes out of her mouth, that's kind of how I take it. Like, don't get me wrong. I love Monique. Mm-hmm. She's a very funny woman. Yeah. Always been funny to me.
Much love.
Whatever. I'd much love to her, for real. But just coming from a place of love, always. I just really, truly believe that the presentation, like her presentation, it doesn't get better. It's like, and it doesn't make anybody love you anymore or maybe a little less, but there's no way for me, like, nobody can really lose love from me. But I don't know. It doesn't make me look at you even any better because of the track record. And, people like, oh, well, you need to, let that stuff go. Well, it's kind of hard to let stuff like that go when she keeps coming, when it's keep coming out her mouth. When stuff like, when stuff like that keeps coming out of her mouth, and then it's like, okay, at what point do we stop? Like, at what point do you stop? And just be like, you know what? Let me sit back and chill and do these dancer-sized videos and just, and encourage like that. And then do my comedy shows where I'm doing them at and keep it moving. Rather than always having to feel like you have to voice your opinion about Oprah and Lee Daniels and Tyler Perry and
then
Will Packer and all these other people. Like, girl, stop.
You're not meeting the people where they are. It's not as though you're not sitting down with, after your comedy show with the people in the crowd or with some of these young ladies who you call my queens and young queens. You're not going to the schools. You're not doing that. So, like I said, it was just such a very generalized statement. Generalized statement. And that's where I got.
Yeah. And you don't even know these people. You don't even know these women that you're talking about.
Oh, she posted the picture.
And you got the nerve to post the picture? Girl. Like, literally, there's so many pictures that people can post.
And it was like the worst picture ever of this woman at the airport. Like,
just stop.
I'm gonna send it to you.
I can't. Like, I just
right now, it's the worst one, the worst one. But in all honesty, though, how she's dressed, I would have said something. Not, I wouldn't have posted a picture of her just for the world to see. Because now she's gonna have people like, oh my God, girl, Monique didn't put a picture of you on her Instagram, and like, in this picture, they got like 49,000 likes.
I'm scared to
Yeah.
Oh shit! Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wait.
That's the picture, girl. That's the picture.
Okay. Ooh, y'all.
Look, and look at the statement. The statement. Hey, beautiful queen.
Oh my God.
No shaming, girl. This is shaming. This is. Girl.
If this is the best you can do, no judgment do you. This was sent to me as an example of what we're talking about that goes on in our community. However, if this is not your best, then do better. Being that ultimately the decision either way is yours. Ebony, I love us for real.
For real. Girl, if this ain't shaming and judgmental, this is so shaming and judgmental. This is so shaming and judgmental.
I'm sorry, sweetheart. Okay.
And now you didn't.
And and y'all forgive me because I'm judging really hard right now because this is disgusting. Like,
yes,
y'all, this is disgusting.
Now you know better.
I'm sorry.
You know better.
Like, y'all can, as people see this and as this is probably going to be played over years to come. People can shame and bash.
I am judging
totally
this woman.
Okay. I'm judging hard because now this is not, now no ma'am, you don't come to the airport looking like this. Now in this now I was just going based off of what I saw. She posted a picture with the video that she posted. But now putting picture to the context, honey, ma'am. This, I mean, it looks like a trash bag on her head. Like,
because why am I zooming in on the picture? Like, is that a trash bag?
Girl, and then I'm trying to look and see, like, is this panties? Like, what's happening?
But I don't think this is what
short.
This is not.
This is not how you go
hold
to
on,
the
Ebony,
airport.
No.
I'm thinking that maybe
this is what she was
here I am thinking
video,
that maybe
this is just an example of what she was talking about. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, she said.
But I'm going to judge this
as an
picture.
Example of what we're talking about.
This picture is going to get judged by us because,
honey, I'm judging,
ma'am.
I'm judging.
Like the I don't know, like these panty
number
boy
one
shorts are just like almost up your ass. It's just now like, I will say
I see a little bit of your cheese
because, like I said, she does have such a large platform. I will say this is probably not in a loving manner. The sharing on her large profile is shaming because now you're gonna have her friends who probably follow Monique talking about, girl, Monique done blasted your ass all out on social media. This photo got 49,000 likes, probably more. So
you're probably more than that.
And yet again, we don't know this woman's story. We don't. But it's not something that I would do.
But my thing is, but hold on. Mm-hmm. I mean, of course, it's not something that either one of us would do. However, if you have enough money that you have bought it, I don't care if you saved the money to buy this ticket. You got clothes at home.
No tights on.
You got clothes in that suitcase.
At this point, it really
like you could have worn tights.
I would have been okay
with this get up. I would have been so okay. With pajamas, but like that would have made sense.
I was thinking, like, is that
with
a
this Walmart trash bag on
I've never seen it. Look plastic. All my bonnets are silk.
Oh my god! Look, I got like 3 bonnets.
I got 3 good bonnets. All 3 of them black. That's all I need.
And they cute. You know,
that's all I
look.
Black go with anything. Black go with anything.
I mean, I got one that's silver. I got one that's purple. I got one that's white and black. You know.
Yeah, Monique made an example out of this young lady. But yeah, but we're gonna move on from this because we could probably talk about this all night.
Yeah, please, because this. I mean, yeah, we could talk about this all night because there's just so much to be. There's so much, to just unpack in that one picture. But we're not gonna stay on that. I'm gonna just put my
moving
phone away
on. I wanted to talk a little bit about CRT, which stands for critical race theory. Now, your state senator, because he's not mine, your state senator, no, he's not. You know who I'm talking about,
he yours too. Don't do that shit. He yours too.
Okay, the state senator of Texas.
You can just say the state senator.
Ted Cruz.
You ain't gotta say
a statement on the 28th, on I think it was CNN, some news station or whatever I was watching, about critical race theory, saying that it's poisoning being poured into the minds of our kids. Poison being poured into the mind of our kids. So, like him and a lot of, hold on, let me get a piece of paper here. A lot of these type of Americans, these color type of Americans here, are white Americans, are Caucasian, Anglo-Saxon Americans, and even some of our brown skins as well. They feel, they're so patriotic. Yes. They're so patriotic. And so they feel like teaching critical race theory in school will undermine the greatness that is America, because it's not only going to teach about, African American history, it's going to also about the indigenous people as well. And so what I find ironic is that a lot of times people like to bury the history. They don't.
Yes. Because they don't want to make it seem like America was a horrible place. And
I'm sorry. It's continued to be a downward slope.
And it's continued to be horrible.
America, in some ways, and if we be honest with ourselves, America was
better in some ways,
but
I mean,
these people came over here.
Of course,
they lied, they cheated, they stole, they killed this land to get land, right? And then you push them on these small
to get land that did not belong to them,
and told them to be happy, and they're not happy. There's just so much to unpack with that, with Indians. And I know me and you both, we have Indian blood in us. I don't really know an African American that don't have no Indian blood in them, honestly. But then you had come into with slavery. America in general was built on the backs of slaves. And I get so tired of hearing people say that, slavery happened over 400 years ago. You're right. But you, as a white person, you're still reaping the benefits from it. And as me, as a black person, I'm still affected over it. And, so then you come into the fact of some people having microaggressive racism, because, even though it's not happening to them, it happens to me. But you want to say that it doesn't happen. And so it becomes a vicious cycle of miscommunication. My thing is, when it comes to slavery, and I'll always bring it up because it's my past. It is my history. You want to say that it happened 400 years ago. Well, you know what? Guess what? Not Hiroshima, but the Holocaust happened some years ago too. So are you going to tell someone who's maybe still alive or who survived the Holocaust or who was in there as children, you're going to tell them to forget about it? Absolutely not, because that's wrong. That's a part of their history. That it's a large part of their history.
That's a part of their history.
Over 5 billion.
Just like slavery for us is a large part of our history, because it happened for hundreds of years with us. Not that y'all took us,
but they want to forget that. They want to only preach about the right,
brought us over here. Yeah. And treated us, and we were treated horribly.
We were animals. That's what they counted us
savages, and like we were animals. And you have the nerve to think that's
what they thought of us as no better than the horses and the cows that they had in the field. But you want to trump up America like it's just like the best thing since baked cookies. And for most people of color, we really don't buy into that. It's hard to do that as a person of color, to buy into the whole patriotic thing of America. Like for me, honestly, and I know a lot of viewers and listeners, they might not agree with me on this, but and that's fine. You don't. You have your opinion and I have mine. It's hard for me to be so loyal to a customer. I mean, not a customer, but a country, when I used to hear these stories from my mom and my aunts or my uncles who served this country, went off to war, Korea, Vietnam, and everything like that. You serve your country valiantly. But yet when you came home, you didn't get no hero's welcome. You got called every type of nigger in the book.
Mm-hmm.
You still had to go around the back to a restaurant to get served. You still had to go upstairs in the movie theater to watch a movie. You still had signs that says whites only. You couldn't drink from a water fountain. But you were a war hero. But this is the hero's welcome that you
like
get.
You served this country.
But they don't want that to be made known. They don't want that bad light. Like every country in the world has had something bad happen to it. But the thing is with that, they don't try to deny that part of history. They don't try to deny that fact. And so you have people who are rallying now. They've had different type of rallies all over the country with parents in different school districts and stuff, like protesting about this. Like, I don't really just understand what the big deal is. Would you, like, don't you want your child to know the truth? That the world is not always black and white. That there really is no thing of good and evil. Like, this happened. This happened. You can even Google it. But I think it's best to learn it up front, because if you don't learn it, history is always doomed to repeat itself. So I don't know. What is your thoughts about teaching critical race history in public school?
Growing up in elementary school in the 90s, I didn't hear much about African Americans except for what I heard in February with, of course, Martin Luther King, a little bit of Malcolm X. Looked like, all I heard was Harriet Tubman was a slave who led other slaves to freedom. And Martin Luther King was somebody who believed in our unity as a country and that we could all be one people and, hold hands and sing Kumbaya. And Malcolm X was the militant person,
and that was glossed over anyway.
That literally was it. I didn't grow up hearing about other people. And, and the thing is, they will talk about, the slave trade and how, slaves came over, but it wasn't anything deep into that history of African American history, of African history. Like, I never got that, and I wish I did. And so my thing is to show kids that, and especially to explain the stuff that's happening with all of these shootings and killings of Black and brown individuals. Like, critical race theory needs to be taught so that children can understand what this is, and that it is very critical and valuable to our children growing up, that they understand what's going on and what's happening. And this is the best way to explain it to them so that they can understand and so that they can get the history lesson that we didn't get, that a lot of that nobody's really getting, and for me, as you're talking, I literally for the last 2 months have been on a Beyonce kick of listening to The Lion King, The Gift, and looking at her visual Black is King, and just really loving how she's really truly coming into her own and bringing our history into her music, and really truly, and it's being shared in some way. And just because for me, that whole album is a mood and a vibe for me, really truly. And then even listening to some other people's work, like Kendrick Lamar, and the stuff that he says about, how he grew up and how he lived, and just all of that. And just, I'm now at a place in my life, and I've been at this place for the last few years, where I really truly want to see more about Black people, and really truly people talking about the good, the bad, and the ugly of America, because America's not perfect, never has been. America has so many flaws, you know, just like any country does. You know, America has never been a place for a black person to win. You know, it never has in people, you know, and, you know,
look,
white
exactly.
people
Look
like,
how long,
oh, you know, we've had a black president.
Look how long it took to have that.
Like, what does that mean? For, like, I mean, okay.
Old white men.
Yeah, because literally, when I grew up, all I saw was white men on the wall. That's all I saw. I never saw a woman. I never saw a black man. I never saw any of those things. And then, like, they don't teach us that
we never learned about Shirley Chisholm.
Black men and women that ran for president.
We never learned about the Black Wall Street in Oklahoma.
Like, we never learned about
this is something that we need to learn.
And so,
or the reason really why the Watts riot happened. It wasn't just so much as you had some young people out there destroying properties, because after the beating of Rodney King and those cops, then they weren't held accountable. You know, so you have that going on, and then you have people where they destroyed their neighborhood and everything like that. And I said, well, you know, sometimes when people are not hearing you, when you try to do the right thing and be calm, and then you have to take drastic measures.
Yeah.
I don't either.
Yeah. Which, you know, a lot of those drastic measures
property,
I do not like,
because it is your neighborhood.
Don't agree with, you know, destroying property, looting.
But it's to me, and I
yeah,
get
like
that,
like go and destroy their stuff
with the rioting
like
that's happened like last summer when George Floyd died and everything like that. I get it. I don't agree with destroying your neighborhood, because that's your neighborhood.
Yeah,
that is your community. But to me, it's no difference when, you know, Ohio State win a big championship game, and you flood the field and you're knocking down the goalpost, or you're partying out in the streets and breaking windows and flipping cars over just because your team won. So you're not going to say that's wrong, but then overlook this other shit that y'all do.
Like, no, like even then it's excessive.
All of it's wrong. Yeah, all of it's wrong. But,
like, I mean, all of it is like, all of it to me is excessive.
If you're going to say this is wrong, then this is wrong, because those college kids, they just call them rowdy and happy that their team won. Yeah. We got called thugs. You know what I'm saying? You see how the marginal difference is, that shift?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, and that's how they've always wanted to label black people as something negative, never as anything positive. It's always something negative. And that, you know, now, I'll be honest, growing up, I never saw being black as being, you know, being negative. Now, of course, you know, when I was a little girl, I'm learning my colors. So for me, like, I was brown, my mom was like a tan, you know, my grandmother, my dad's mom, to me, you know, her skin is dark, she was black. And then she would look at me and say, "You're black too."
It don't match
like,
up,
no, I'm brown.
right? It doesn't match.
You know,
it doesn't
but
match
I'm
up.
just learning colors, and I'm looking at my skin, and I'm like, yeah, like, I'm brown skin, you're black, you know. And so, but I never once thought that, like, you know, and I, you know, like, growing up and hearing, like, you know, she felt offended by that, and I'm like, I was a little girl, and I'm learning colors, and I never said she was ugly. Because I remember this moment distinctly, and like, I remember this, that I just, like, she said, well, because I was like, you know, Nanny, I'm brown, and she was like, well, what color am I? And I said, you're black. And she was like, well, you're black too, and I was like, no, I'm brown. Because my skin, like, I'm brown. And that's what I thought. I didn't know and have the concept of, I mean, now that was a teachable moment, because had she said, well, you know, in, you know, where we live, everybody that is brown or darker skinned, we're all called black. That would have been a great teachable moment. But did she do that? No, she didn't. That would have been a great teachable moment, even for me as a little girl, to have some type of understanding that we were all grouped into being named by a color of black, you know.
To go off the topic with what you said, I thought idea came to my mind. So how I grew up, you've been to my family functions, and we have all type of shades in my family. And Sapphire, she could be classified as Hispanic if she wanted to. She's so high yellow, but I always grew up, and I know my cousins can probably attest for that. We always grew up, that our black was beautiful. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate that, because I learned from a very young age to appreciate the skin that I'm in, no matter if I'm the color that I am now. And I was classify myself like as a dark chocolate, maybe not too dark, but a dark chocolate, or if I'm your skin tone. So with that being said, with you in your situation with your grandmother, do you feel like that could be like a reason why, without having those teachable moments when we're young, that we have like a lot of colorism within the black community?
Yes, and I also think that it also just kind of stems from what society has been showing as being beautiful. And it takes me back to Spike Lee School Days, where you got these dark, beautiful black women with their natural hair, and then you got these light black women with their weaves and perms and, roller set hair, and talking about good or bad hair, and talking about, light skin and darky and all this stuff. And, I just love Spike Lee because he brings up so many political themes and things that really happen in our communities, because there definitely is colorism of, light skin versus dark skin. But I mean, what's the reason for that? Now I will be honest, growing up, I always was like, I think
I was going to bring that point up.
I was like, I honestly don't want to date anybody that's darker than me. I was that girl. I was like, I don't want nobody darker than me. You gotta be taller than me. Even when I wear heels, you need to be taller than me. I had this whole thing, but I got to high school.
Exactly.
And I started seeing some dudes that was dark and they was cute. And I was
can honestly say I never had that,
hold up,
that idea, but it brings about that because what we see on TV or in social media in general, it always comes to the fact that if you're white, you're right, and the closer you are to that, you hitting right on the mark. It's the same. It just stems back all the way around to colonization, stems back to slavery. So someone of my complexion, I would be working in the fields. Someone of your complexion, you would be in the house. So right then and there, from the very beginning, we're already separated.
I'll be in the house.
It's already division.
Oh yeah, there's already division, because it's like, wait, why is she in the house and I'm in the field?
Right, and even now,
she getting all the air and I'm out here in the beaming sun,
30s, 40s Hollywood.
Yeah,
a lot of the black actresses, Dangerfield and a lot of them other ones, they were getting a lot of play in the movies, and it's only because they could pass for a white woman. They were so light-skinned.
Yep. And there's this movie that came out a while ago. I forget the name of it, and I love this movie. But it's this woman who had a daughter, and her daughter was so light skinned and fair skinned that she passed for white. And her mom was like, go with
I
that,
know what
go
movie you're
with
talking
that. But
about.
then, like, when the daughter got older, she was like, and the woman was like,
I think I know what movie
I'm
you
your
talking about. The
mama. And she
Imitation of
was
Life.
like,
Because girl,
no,
that movie
you're
made me
not.
cry.
I'm
That's
white.
one of the movies that make me
Then,
just boo-hoo.
oh, yeah. Yes.
Exactly.
Yes. That movie, but it was so powerful that it's like, you kind of pushed your daughter to do this, but then when you
It's too
want
late.
her to recognize
late.
you as being her mother and recognize her blackness, and she doesn't,
She's
now
dead.
it's too late. And then when she
She's
starts
dead.
recognizing that, oh, this is my
All
mother,
over the
she's
all
not
over the
like,
cast, girl.
Yeah, she's dead now, and you all over her grave, like, girl, like, and so, but for me, it's like, if we can teach, in which women are doing this, and I love it that Black women are now teaching our Black girls to love their skin, to love the color of their skin, and I'm just go to Queen Bee again, Beyonce with brown skin girl. But I can go back even to India Ari when her first single, and just, picking out all these beautiful Black women and what they've done and how they've presented themselves. I'm really loving where we are as Black women now, for that there's more positivity being shown as far as loving who you are, loving yourself, loving your skin, loving the color of your skin, loving your hair. Like, I'm really loving seeing more positive than negative.
I agree
stuff.
with you on that.
Even though the negative stuff's still out there.
I'm just glad that we are coming to the realization, not only as Black women, but Black people in general. And it's still a long way to go, but we're giving ourselves more self-validation. Like, we don't need the validation of no one else. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to tell me that I'm beautiful. You don't need to tell me that I'm successful. I already know this because it's in me. It's birthed in me. I already have it. But the blood of my ancestors flowed through me. And through them, I stand on their shoulders. And so I know that I'm what I'm capable of. You know what I'm saying? For so many years, we looked to white people to validate us. You know what I'm saying? And when we needed to really love on each other and validate ourselves as a community and to heal ourselves. I read a quote from a magazine dealing back with the critical race issue. And it's basically, it says that the idea that America can not only have racism at its foundation, but woven into its very fabric today, makes a lot of people uneasy. Talking about race for some people is very uncomfortable. Now, I have, I game a lot. I am a gamer. And the majority of, if not all, of the people who I game with, they're all white. I do believe that I'm the only Black person in the guild. And so I was having a conversation with one of the officers. I'm an officer. And we were talking about race. And, he got real uncomfortable. And I said, I'm glad that you're getting uncomfortable. You need to get uncomfortable because you need to start thinking. Because, you may not experience the things that I do, but I'm Black 24/7. 7 days out of the week, 365 days out of the year. When it comes to certain things, I don't get a break.
Yeah.
So, and if I'm going to be in distress and uncomfortable, then you know what? So are you. So are you. So, like we, just in conclusion on my end, I think that critical race theory will help a lot of people understand not only the struggles of African American people, but also Native Americans, Asian Americans, Mexican Americans, because they've been victimized too. Maybe not so much on the same level, but there are some racisms against them. Jewish people, they get a lot of slack. They get some, they get some stuff hate too.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
something that's necessary.
Yeah.
You may not want to hear
You
it,
know.
but it's
Oh,
a
yeah, of
necessity.
course.
And I can deal with the truth better than I can a lie. Don't try to sweep
Yeah.
shit up under the rug and act like it didn't happen.
Yeah. Yeah, and even for me, the truth can be hard to swallow. And
Mm-hmm.
I'll be honest, do I
Yeah.
like talking about race? No, I do not. But I mean, it's a part
It
of my
opens up a
history. It's a
bag of
part of
worms.
me.
It
So
opens up a
yes,
bag of worms because
I'm
a lot
gonna
of people
talk
just
about it,
can't
even though it
understand
makes me
where you're coming
uncomfortable, and I
from.
much rather not. It.
It
Yeah,
is.
and especially when I'm talking to somebody that just doesn't understand it, it's like, oh my god, it's draining. And anything that has a
Mm-hmm.
negative connection to it, that's draining for me. This is my introvertedness coming out. I'll be like, can we just talk about something else? But then I know we can't, and it's like, okay. But, I definitely agree with you that critical race theory should definitely be talked about in schools. And, we need to
Mm-hmm.
talk about it as family, within our families as well. Like, we
No,
really,
no.
truly do.
I'm gonna let you handle this one. I'm gonna
But
let you handle
if
this one
there's
because since you
nothing
like this
left
part.
to be said on that, all right, so now we can,
Mm-hmm.
okay, so now we can move into something a little bit more lighthearted, and talk about, the 2021 BET Awards. I had Pearl to look at it because she hadn't looked at it, and I had planned on looking at it. I didn't even know it was coming on last Sunday.
I'll catch it
And
later.
until my mom was
Right.
like, oh yeah, it's on. And I was already asleep in the bed, and I was like, I'll look at it this week. I'll get to it. And so I looked at it one good time. Had planned on looking at it twice, just because I wanted the first time to kind of take it in for all of what it was, and then to look at it a second time to really get some notes. But I jotted down some things, a few things that I would like to talk about and bring
Mm-hmm.
up with the BET Awards. So number one, I really,
Yes.
truly enjoyed the celebration of Black women. I enjoyed that piece so much, and how majority of the presenters were Black women, whether they were Black young women, you know,
Can we
just
just
whatever. I
can we
really
just say
enjoyed
how
it, and
good she
then
look at
having the
50?
beautiful Taraji P
Can
Henson
we just can we take a minute to
hosting
say
it
that?
was really
Like
awesome.
50 where?
Girl, oh my, look, honey. But where, honey, where?
No,
Where is
ma'am.
50? Because I
She
didn't
that
even
big
know she was
50.
50. I'm thinking she's still like mid 40s.
Look
Damn,
damn good.
wow. Girl, honey, she looked good. Now, yes, she looks damn
I
good.
love
And
the
I
looks.
loved that throughout the show, she had many
I love the
wardrobe
looks.
changes,
I had that on my notes too. I love
celebrating
the
her
costume changes.
favorite
Mm-hmm.
African American Black women. I was like, yes, honey. Like, we got Diana Ross, we got Tina Turner, we got her, we got,
Mm-hmm.
just so many different, like, she had so many different looks, and I was like, yes, I am living
Mm-hmm.
for all of this. And just, she brought herself to the BET Awards, and I loved it. I was like, this is Taraji, this is who we know her to be. So yes, honey, do your thing. She gonna talk loud, she gonna do her thing.
Yeah.
She gonna try to joke here and there. Some, a couple of jokes was hit and miss. But it is what it is. And that's honestly with any host. Like, every joke ain't gonna be funny. It's just not. But I really loved it. And I loved how they had the setting of the BET Awards, how they had it like almost, everybody was on like a stage except for the people that were like
Mm-hmm.
standing, but they were like in the standing room. Like, it was just like, aesthetically, it was very beautiful.
It wouldn't be a black. It would be a black.
I love that
function
they opened with
if we
Jesus.
didn't. Now I'm gonna be
They
honest
opened
with you.
with Jesus, with Kirk Franklin and Lil Baby.
Middle. That's true. That's true.
Well, I mean, well, no. So normally, like Jesus would be somewhere in the middle, but they were like, you know what? Let's start with Jesus
Can I
because
be
we
honest
didn't
with
had a
you?
hard ass year. So let's start with Jesus with
I
Kirk
didn't know who the
Franklin
hell
and
Lil
Lil
Baby
Baby.
was.
You know, uh huh.
I had to, and he won Best Male
Girl, I
Rapper
didn't know who
of
he
the
was
Year.
either. Look, because I was like, who is this for Kirk Franklin? And then when I saw him later on, no, so literally,
Yeah, I had to go
very
back.
first thing that I
And
wrote
it's no
was
offense to Lil
opening with
Baby,
Kirk
if
Franklin
you
in
ever,
person.
but I had to go
Girl, I
back
did
and
not
listen
know
to his music and to see what he wrote. I did, and I'm gonna be
no
honest
offense
with you,
at
I can see
all.
why I have never heard of him, because it's not something that I would generally.
Yeah, I
listen
didn't
to.
do that.
It's honestly, and I'm pretty sure it's hot, but it's just not something that I would listen
It's
to.
what's on the radio right now, and I don't
Exactly.
listen to the radio.
He must be good. I didn't know who he was.
Yeah,
though.
it's hot. I mean, and for Kirk Franklin to be working with him, yeah, it's hot. And
That was fire.
But
That
I
was
will
fire.
say this: the rap that
fire.
he did on this Kirk Franklin song was amazing. I was like, yes, that was.
I think
fire.
it was something that came
I
out
was
that he just got
okay,
saved.
I
too?
can get with this. Yes,
Lil Baby.
Praise
Like, I
Jesus
don't know
with
if I would
rap,
read. Like, I think I
yes,
was
like, come on
Look
with
at this.
it. Who?
Okay.
Girl, you're gonna have to.
He got saved and
we'll
sanctified.
table that conversation for the next podcast, for the next episode, because I hadn't read
Right.
it. Girl, we're gonna have to. I mean, hey, if he has, Lil Baby, good for you, Lil Baby. Be saved and sanctified, and still rapping and making these women twerk. Do your thing, do your thing. Come on. So yeah, like, I mean, you know, that being the opening, I was like, yes. Now I will be honest.
I don't know what was going on.
Okay, I'm gonna go.
I think I might have walked out.
Where I was like, what the fuck?
I think I might have walked out on that because I just couldn't get the concept.
I mean, like, there was a big old baby. Like, there was this big
I just
old
couldn't get it.
mascot baby, and then they strung him up, and it looked like
I couldn't get it. If I had to think about, if I had to
barely
think,
rapping,
if I can't visually get it, what you're trying to say,
horrible. I was like,
I probably tuned it out, but yeah, it was bad. I didn't understand it.
I did not get it. I did not understand.
Yes.
I mean, and I get, like, you know, you called the baby, and that's kind of like your whole thing of like being the baby. I got that.
It had
part.
nothing to do with the song.
However, I didn't understand why he got strung up and was just hanging, and like, I mean, he was like this the whole time and hanging on to something that looked like a long weaved ponytail. Like, I don't know what was happening, and it was all around weird for me. And I was like, okay, I don't know what's going on. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I know what's going on, because literally all I wrote was the baby performance. What the fuck? Like, that's literally what I wrote, because I didn't know what was going on. There was just so much that just did not connect for me. Now, Migos with Cardi B. That was that for me.
You want to know something else?
That was great. And Cardi B looks beautiful.
Pregnant vibes.
With the second baby. I was like, yes, Cardi, give us sexy, sexy pregnant vibes.
Yes.
Like, what she wore was beautiful.
It was really good.
It was like black and sequined, and then like her belly was
I'm gonna be honest with you again.
It was very
because,
tasteful.
I
it was
don't
still
keep
sexy.
up with the hip hop world that much.
Oh, I
did not know Cardi B was pregnant.
Uh-huh.
I didn't either. I was like, well, wait a minute.
Uh-huh.
I was like, but that outfit,
I didn't know either until I saw it.
So we're keeping
like,
this a little
and the thing
on
is,
the
like,
rapping
I follow her.
to now,
I follow her on Instagram,
I thought the
and I
outfit
hadn't
itself
seen
was
no
very
baby bump, so I'm
pleasing
like,
to
okay,
the
I
eye.
missed something.
It wasn't really all out of the way than what we're used to seeing her wearing. It was for her. It was conservative. For her, it was yes.
Yeah, I mean, because it literally was.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it was, and I loved it. And the thing is, even when she was pregnant with Culture, she was very conservative. I mean, and even like with other stuff that she's worn, like it's been still like a conservative sexy. And that's how I label her style, as being a conservative sexy. And I really, truly, I love whoever is styling her. Kudos to you, because these are like, the way you're styling her for her performances, for her red carpets, is just so beautiful, and I love it. Okay. Let's see. The presenters, all of them were good. Like, you had the cast of Sisters, and they
love me
all
some
looked
Jill
beautiful. Scott. You had the cast of The First Wives Club, that includes Jill Scott, and they were beautiful. Yes. Okay. Now, her performance, how she started in the sky and ascended playing drums and singing.
That was different.
I said, yes, I lived for it. I loved it. That was, it was different. It was amazing. And the thing is, I already knew that she played several instruments, and most times we're accustomed to seeing her play the guitar. Well, no, this time her ass came playing the drums, and I was like, you better get your Sheila E. on, honey. Get your Sheila E. on. Yes. Give me Sheila E. vibes. Like, that was amazing. And just her whole performance was just, it was so her, and I loved it. So that was a great performance. This performance, I mean, there's so many mixed views on this, but for me, I have to say I loved it, and it was Lil Nas X, because he gave me Egyptian vibes. He gave me Egyptian vibes, and I was like, okay, you know, he was strutting, and I was like, okay, you know, do your thing. And in the end, he kissed a man, and I said, okay, that is something different that we've never gotten on the BET Awards, but you know what? Everybody knows you're gay. Like, we know this. So it's like, okay, but you know what? I just kind of was like, you know what? It's probably about time that a man kissed another man on the BET Awards stage, and he did it. And you know what? I have to say, this performance of him bringing the Egyptian, you know, type theme versus his video for Call My Name. The video is,
I'll let you finish everything and then I'll go.
Beautiful artistic video. However, it is very disturbing. And the however, the performance was much better for me. Had the video been like the performance, I would have been like, okay, like yes. But, you know, either way, just sticking to this performance, for me, I loved it. I lived for it. You know,
I got that vibe.
Him kissing dude at the end, I just loved it. And then he gave us Michael Jackson, Remember the Time choreography. Yeah. I was like, yes, like there was some of that choreography in it, because I caught on to it, and I started kind of doing a little bit of it because I know a little bit of it, just a little bit. And I was like, okay, yes, sir. You better. Okay, so you better. I loved it, and so I'm gonna shut up and drink and get a sip of water and let you say what you got to say.
Who won the album of the year, which was Jasmine Sullivan. And I think that she deserved that win. Girl, that album is so good. That is a grown, when I tell you that is a grown and sexy album, that is grown
Hotels
right there.
Hotels.
It's not. That is a grown woman album.
It's not for these little
Jasmine
young
been through some things.
That don't know nothing about
She been through some bad relationships.
Yes, it is.
One of her best albums.
Honestly, for me,
best collaboration.
One of her,
Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion.
For me,
I didn't see nobody else.
One of her best
for WAP. Yes. I don't care though what nobody say. WAP is my song.
Yes.
I don't care.
I didn't either, because
it's some hoes in this house.
Nope.
Okay.
That's look, honey.
Okay.
When it come on, you better damn well believe
exactly.
I'm somewhere in
will make that hole come out in you.
I'm somewhere in the chair twerking, like,
Best
and
video
I'm one of those
the
hoes
year.
in the house.
Wow.
Yes.
When I tell you I love that video, you giving me
it does.
You're
it
giving
does.
me
yes.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory in one scene.
Yes.
You laying down with these live snakes and another is jumping back. Then you in this cheetah print room. Megan in the room with the white tigers and stuff like that. You just giving me a whole
Megan in the split.
I like it's a visionary
in a whole
dream.
split.
It was just so pleasing to the eye.
Girl,
and I thought it was very tasteful. I thought it was tasteful.
It is. Yes, and then I did
Megan
too.
killed it.
And
I'm a huge Megan Thee Stallion fan. And I think that was like a couple of weeks or months or so after she got shot in the foot.
I mean, like, it was just... Girl, me too.
I don't know. But anyway, moving on. But best female hip-hop artist, Megan Thee Stallion. Megan has been the year 2020 going into 2021.
It's beautiful.
She has been on her game. She has been on her game nonstop.
Look,
you know what I'm saying? So I love, shout out to Megan Thee Stallion.
She has.
You were real when you were a Texas native.
Yes.
I think she was supposed to, Houston. I think she was supposed to graduate this year too. I don't know if she did or not.
Yeah.
She did. She did. Excellent.
Yes. Houston.
Excellent. Excellent.
Yeah, no, she's graduating this year. That's kind of what she keeps, like, saying is that she's going to be graduating.
It is Texas Southern.
I want to say...
Yeah.
She's graduated from...
So, shout out Megan going to an HBCU. I went to HBCU.
Okay, so it's my alma mater, Texas Southern University.
At the end of the day, we all brothers and sisters in this HBCU love. So, shout out. Much love. We already talked about Taja P. Henson. She was my next topic because she's a lover. She's such a good actress. Again, too, I do love her Ward.
Yeah.
I love her costume. There you make it. Change. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you. Like you said, there were some like hit and miss with the jokes or whatever like that.
Her wardrobe.
But like you said, that's natural.
I got
now, when it comes down to Lil Nas X, when he made out with the dancer, you know what? I didn't think nothing of it because, like you said, everybody knew he was gay. We see so much homosexuality representation on TV anyway, so it was just another thing. Mm-hmm. It was just like, okay, I did like, and he clapped. Yes. He clapped back because he said in a tweet that said something. If
but
you didn't
people
want your
made
kids
a big deal out of it though, because it's something that's never been done.
That's pretty much it.
Of course it did.
I feel like because I don't, and you know this, Ebony, that I typically do not like watching award shows. Don't ask me why, but it's not my thing. But to me personally, I watched the whole thing with the performances and everything. I literally feel like
it's never been your thing. That's all. That's my thing.
For me, I do, because it was just so out of the blue with the Remember the Time, the whole Egyptian thing in him, the ending with kissing one of the dancers. To me, that was like the highlight of the show for me. I will honestly say that I like his video to his song more than the performance that he gave. It was good, but I like the video. I watched the video I don't know how many times. I get the symbolism behind it.
Okay. Of course, yeah. I mean, I got the first time I watched it, my eyes and like I say, it's visually beautiful, but exactly what it is, I was like,
it did. But the more I watched it and I listened to the lyrics and I listened to his interviews, I said, okay, I can do it. But I felt like his singing was a little off. The singing was a little off, and I know he's really not like a singer, but it was a little off. But that's what that's what my ears picked up on.
Yeah, he's more like.
But overall, I think the video was new and different. I didn't see anything. I didn't see anything wrong with the performance because
Of
if
course.
you want to, if you remember, I don't forget whose performance it was.
Yeah.
Some girl had like a cheerleading outfit and had her legs up, holding it up, and she was just popping that thing in the air left. And I'm like, girl, what? I don't know, girl. I don't know who's performing. Yes.
When was this?
She was just
Was
popping it, girl.
this award show?
Like, they need her down in Atlantic City.
You said she had her leg up and she was just popping that thing.
I don't know. She had on a cheerleading outfit. Like, the legs was just up. Like, and she was just going to town, girl. Just getting it. And I was like, oh my God, stop. But, okay. But, you know, that wasn't nothing. Another thing that I wrote down was Queen Latifah's Lifetime.
Okay, yeah.
I love Queen.
Okay, so
I love the Queen.
I was getting ready to want to mention that because to me, in all honesty, that was the best performance of the night.
The Queen.
I love Hell Queen. Yes. Latifah, you are forever.
That was a well-deserved
queen.
award.
We will not recognize you as anything else. Like, you are queen, honey. And I lived for the video tribute. I lived for the performance tribute. And I was talking to my mom about it today. And I was like, when I saw that Little Kim was going to be a part of the tribute, I already knew what song she was going to do. I was like, oh, she's going to do UNITY because she has that accent that goes with the song. And then for MC Light to bring her sexy badass, I was like come on down from that announcement booth.
She looks so classy.
And represent and honor your best friend, like, girl. You better do look. And then what she had on, 30 years. Like, honey,
she can rap.
Look,
she can sing. She has a Grammy award-winning jazz. Like,
I mean, she started out rapping, then she went into acting with Living Single. She
probably does. But she's been a talk show host.
I think she got.
It's just like 4. She's done so much. So that her reward, that lifetime achievement, is so richly deserved for her. So long ago, and you know, it was just beautiful. The last, it was next to last thing I had is the DMX tribute. I loved it. That was sweet.
It was very.
But that was a good tribute, and I think it was very thoughtful and very tasteful and an on-time thing.
That was amazing.
But the main thing that drew me away from his rightly tribute was Method Man with his fine ass.
Yes.
Method Man looked good. I don't remember him looking that good in How High.
Girl, Method Man.
Look that good.
He didn't look that good. He didn't. Because he didn't. And honestly, I think him being next to Redman just wasn't a good. I mean, like, they're a great match when it comes to rapping.
He a whole snack.
Duo, a group. But when he is by himself.
And that, like, honey.
I was like, them arms and then the pecs and the
so my last thing I want to talk
and
about
then the voice
that I noticed on the red carpet. Just a few.
Anyway,
she looks so. Oh yeah, Megan Thee Stallion.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. I do want to mention Megan Thee Stallion's performance. Yes. And I do want to talk about Jasmine Sullivan's performance. Megan Thee Stallion's performance. I will be honest. I wish she would stop lip syncing and actually rap. Because the girl can rap. Stop focusing so much on dancing. Like, you know, pause, during the chorus and do the dancing or whatever. But when it comes time for you to slay those lyrics, those bars, I need you to slay those bars. And I need you to do it live and not lip syncing. But I mean, even still, she looked beautiful. You know, I loved her glasses. Like I loved, you know, all of what it is. You know, all of what it is. You know, all of what it is or whatever. It was it was nice. I liked it. It was a good performance. And even when she came out and she performed with DJ Khaled and what she wore, I was like, okay, you know, cool. Like, woman got bars. And so I was like, come on, Megan Thee Stallion, do your thing. Her her dress that she literally had 2 minutes to put on after her performance because she won her first award.
The collab with Cardi B.
Won 3 awards. Yeah. She won for the collab with her and Beyonce. She won Best Female Rapper, and then the video for WAP.
Yes,
like, I mean,
yes, sweet
she kind of came in like everything that she was nominated for. She's kind of swept it, and I was like, "You better sweep, honey, sweep." You know, yeah.
Yes.
So that performance was great, and Jasmine Sullivan won, of course, for Hotels, and then her performance was so beautiful. I loved the fact that like she had the women and they were like lip syncing to what's actually on the album, and the 2 songs that she chose, like, and she ended with her and Ari Lennox singing "Spit on It." I was like, yes, yes, yes. Give us some nasty raunchiness, please. Thank you. Like, but vocally, they were, their voices just meshed, and it was so beautiful. Oh my God, it was beautiful. I loved it. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was
amazing.
It was a good awards. Like I said, it's been a while since I watched the BET Awards.
And
the red carpet with some of these outfits, like you've already talked about. I think Cardi B's outfit was adorable. Honestly, showed off her little cute little bump. Another person who I think had a very amazing outfit was Zendaya.
Yes.
That's what I was going to bring it up, girl. Yes, we on the same page.
Yes, because she paid homage to Beyonce's 2003 BET Awards. Yes. When I
was
saw
her first
it, the
appearance.
only thing is that she added the long sheer skirt. But that was what Beyonce won for her crazy and for her first BET.
Familiar.
Yes. Yes. Honey, I was like, you better pay homage to Queen B.
She looked
yes, ma'am.
So beautiful. It was
and then of course, and then like just seeing in the Twitter feed, I was like,
that is her designer. Well, I know who her designer is, and let me tell you, the dude, I can't pronounce his name, but the dude, you are getting paid handsomely well. Keep doing what you're doing, because the looks, the outfit, it is everything.
Yeah.
She slayed that outfit. And I really don't think... I honestly think, looking at the outfit and then looking at when Beyonce wore it, I really don't see other 2 women who could pull that outfit off.
She looked gorgeous.
I'm going to be honest with that. I don't see.
Yeah, no. Yeah. Because, at that time, Beyonce had the body for it, and now Zendaya, she has that slim, figured body for it, and it looked beautiful. And I love that she classed it even more with the sheer purple skirt.
Well, it's a show wear.
I loved that taste,
and
because
you didn't really have to add too
much
to it to take it to that next level, which you needed
award
to do.
Show piece. And I loved it.
And that was amazing. It. So the last outfit that I want to talk about.
Yeah, literally
Chloe.
Just
I did not like Chloe's red carpet look.
And
whatsoever. Now I did love the white dress that she wore when she presented the award. I did like that. The red carpet look, it looked okay. It was all black. Like it. How do I describe this?
I didn't see the red carpet.
And from my perspective, it looked like something that you would go to a funeral in. It didn't look like it was red carpet ready. And you can look at the picture later and see, but to me it just didn't work for that red carpet. You know, everybody was on the red carpet that I saw. Their outfits were very exotic, very elegant, very simple, very chic. Hers did not give it to me.
Okay.
And I feel like if something would have been taken away and made differently, she could have wore that black better. It would have popped for me. But that white dress that she wore when presenting, that was beautiful. That was beautiful.
Okay.
I absolutely love that white dress. But that's really all
that. I mean, that's what I
takeaways
saw
from the 2021
Yes,
BET
that's
Awards.
what I saw. Okay. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I enjoyed it. Like cause my mom was like, "Oh yeah, it was okay. It was, I was like, I mean, and that's my mom, and that, it's my mom, and so I'm like, okay,
right.
She's gonna be like, oh yeah, it was okay. And I'm like, okay, can you give me something more than just it was okay? Like,
are you looking it
up?
Give
me something more. Okay, I think I found it. Hold on. Let me see if I can. Yeah, because I really want to see what it looks like.
Girl, I didn't like that.
Okay. Are you talking about this? This is it?
Mm-hmm.
This is what you're talking about.
And when I mean say by funeral, I mean by like you finna go to a stripper club funeral. That's what I meant by funeral. Yeah, like they burying you in your stripper clothes. They gonna take you. You was a stripper when you came here. You gonna be a stripper when they put you down in that ground.
A stripper funeral.
It's just. It looks like it's like a bathing suit.
Honey,
and, like you would wear this to the pool. Honestly,
you
would wear this to the pool.
I mean, why? I mean, it's literally like, I mean, how honestly, you look like you going to a BDSM dungeon or something.
It's a vibe,
like,
all right,
sweetheart. With this leather, that's literally like that's BDSM dungeon vibes.
It's just, it's like yeah, I know. It's like I said, it's that, and
like,
it's
girl,
the whole
you got a fucking
stripper.
fishnet.
I don't know if you finna be going on a pole. I don't know if you finna go to the beach, because you could go to the beach with that outfit. I don't know if you finna go pick up some whips and chains.
Okay, yes, I'm kind of scrolling through and I'm seeing like
I like Megan's dress too.
Megan's
dress was nice on the red carpet.
What she had on was beautiful. What is this girl name? What is this girl?
I think what Lil Kim had on was cute too.
Was cute. Like
what?
Chloe, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. We're not gonna say nothing about that.
Hold up.
Yeah, this dress, I don't know.
Lil Nas X, just.
And then he switched his outfit up again. He had 2 outfit changes on the red carpet.
Who is this?
Are you looking at the dress or are you looking at the pantsuit that has flowers all over?
I can't think of her name, but yeah.
Look at this one. He got the
I can't.
You look it
up. The dress.
What Megan had on was cute. I can't see
it, but what Queen Latifah had on was pretty.
Yeah.
What's this girl's name?
Very much Megan.
Oh yes, this white dress that Megan. Yes, this is very cute. I mean, and it's very Megan the style. Like it's very Megan.
I don't like that long.
Yeah.
The dress is cute, but that's train to me is a little too long.
It's beautiful.
Yes, Ashanti always come correct.
I like what Issa Rae had on. What Ashanti had on is beautiful. What What Jennifer Hudson had on was beautiful too.
Girl,
she could have gone without the
Maxine Waters,
little arm thing with the long train. She could have gone without that and just did the dress. Like that was just beautiful by itself.
Girl, she looks so good. Girl, she dressed like she on her way to
she about to go collect her time.
Girl, yes.
Girl, these.
I don't know.
Okay, you know what? He is just taking.
Hold on, let me turn my. Let me see if you can see this picture.
Girl, who is this?
On my phone. You still can't
what
see it.
Hell?
That's Maxine Waters. Like, well, not her pants. Her pantsuit. I'm sorry. This is giving me church mother. I'm stepping outside of my bounds and I'm gonna wear pants to church.
Come on. Church mother. Come on.
I don't know what Sierra was doing. She's probably the only one that can rock it.
Sierra though.
Tyler the Creator.
I mean she rocking like
nerd,
it though.
Sir.
She rocking it. I can't
focus camera.
Yeah. She's the only one.
You're giving me these. Oh yes, most definitely.
Girl.
I like that outfit.
Girl, what Taraji had on was beautiful.
Is it to me? Is it looking like to me? Is she getting a lot lighter?
Girl, look, Kim just, honey. I do too. It's beautiful.
But why though? She was so
I
beautiful.
really just hate what she did to her face though. Like she got a couple of nose
and have
jobs.
You seen, like,
she
the pictures
did cheek implants and shit. She was so pretty already. Like, why would you do that? Like, you didn't need to do that.
She finally got her butt implants taken out, and it's like a picture floating around that she's had some more work done on her face. And when I tell you, if this is true, she does not look like Keisha Cole. Like it's like looking at a completely different person. And I can understand some people want to have plastic surgery because you might want a little nip here, a little tuck there. Nothing wrong with it. But if you go to that extent, like Lil' Kim, that means that you don't like something about yourself. That's more internal. Exactly. Yes.
Yeah, there's really like some deep insecurities there. I
but
mean,
does she believe
it?
Does she believe it? That's the thing.
So
we can say it all day long.
There's no reason for her to do anything like that. Like, you're already beautiful.
Now, I don't like this outfit of Lil' Kim.
Yeah, that's literally for all of them. Like, I don't like that. Believe you're beautiful.
With all black.
If you believe you're beautiful, then
yeah, we talked about them long enough.
Yeah. All right. So I think we've talked about the BET Awards and everything regarding that, because there were just performances that were just like, hell no, because we didn't know who they were and it just didn't make sense. And then there were performances that it was like, yes, and there were wardrobes that were beautiful. There were wardrobes that it was like, no. There were speeches that were really awesome and great and amazing. There were speeches where it was like, okay, can you come on? But I mean, all around, just, like I said, I loved the atmosphere of celebrating Black women. I really, truly loved that. But anyway, so moving along to something that we're going to be doing with every podcast is we are going to have a segment called Professional Woke, which is where we come with some type of professionalism, advice, recommendations, suggestions, and it will tap from anything from, how to prepare for an interview, how to stay on your P's and Q's at your job, how to, just do whatever, and just lessons that we've learned being that we are professional women. And we'll probably get into that in our next podcast or at some point in time, to talk about, what we do as professional women and, how we've come to be the professionals we are. But for this segment of Professional Woke, we want to talk about work-life balance, because that is something
we don't.
That,
we'll work ourselves in the ground.
As African American Black individuals, we do not know how to do it. Yes, we will work ourselves in the ground till we have nothing else to give, and that's how we end up getting sick and dying quick and going from job to job, because we just work ourselves so much tirelessly, and we miss out on beautiful moments, whether it's with our children, with our family, with our friends, just, or just in life in general. So I'll go ahead and speak on it first and just kind of give what I do, and then you can give, for yourself what you've done to promote work-life balance in your life, Pearl. But for me, it took me some time to actually understand it and really get the work-life balance, because I was one of those that when it came to school, because I've been a student literally all my life. And so for me, like, the balance of schoolwork and regular life, I didn't know how to do that. Well, being that I am a working woman now, I had to learn it, because I've had many moments where my body would break down and I would get sick. Like, I literally just not too long ago had body chills, body aches, and just felt like I wanted to die. Like, I was having flu symptoms. I didn't have COVID, but I knew it was because I had worked my body so much. I had overworked myself. And so what I do is, number one, no is an answer. It's okay. Like, if your boss is like, hey, can you work, this weekend, can you fill in for this person? If you know that you're tired and you're not going to be, and you cannot do it, or that you just don't want to do it, say no, because that extra money that you're going to get is not worth it. It's not worth beating your body down. It's not worth your mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical health. It's not. So say no, set the boundaries, because guess what? I say no all the time with my job, and it is what it is. The other thing is, if you have hobbies, don't stop them just because you got a job. Keep going with those hobbies and set out time for you to do this stuff. And for those of you that are working single parents, I will challenge you to take, like, every few hours, take 10 to 15 minutes and do something just for you. And I literally mean every few hours. Like, when you wake up, if it means you got to wake up 10 to 15 minutes before you wake your kids up or whatever, take that 10 to 15 minutes just for you. And then, like, while they're getting dressed, take that time for you too. When you are at work and you're on your break, don't work during your break. Go away from your desk if you can, and literally have that 30 minutes to an hour for yourself. When you get off of work and you're driving to go get your kids or whatever it is, spend that time with just you and you alone. Like, that's your self-care time, to get yourself together, to release the day and get yourself and gird yourself up to deal with what's coming next, which is your child or your children, and having to really go about doing what you gotta do for them. And then the next part is, as y'all get home, get your kids into the mindset of, for 30 minutes, they cannot call your name. They need to get out of their clothes, get a snack, and get started on their homework for 30 minutes. It is just your time. And I've heard a lot of moms and dads be like, no, I can't do that. That's just not possible. My thing is, if you've never tried it, you can't tell me something's not possible, because in all honesty, my mama did it. She did it. And so for me to say that it's not possible, yeah, it really is. You just got to make it possible. And then also, like, don't be afraid to still show that you're a woman or you're a man. by going out with your friends and going, just going out and being you, because literally, like, the way your children are going to learn how to be adults is by them seeing you going out and being an adult and seeing in you being human. Show them that you're not just mom or dad, like, you're human. And if you don't have children, still go out and be human and have a good time and enjoy yourself. But also, if you're the type of person that going out isn't your thing, don't feel bad saying no, because I say no a lot when I don't want to go out, and that's totally okay. But work-life balance is just about taking care of yourself, taking care of your mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual health. And just making sure, like, you don't bring work home. Work stays at work. Home is home. Like, keep those two things separate. You have to.
I like that play on words.
I have so many things, but I don't want to take them on because,
what I
know
have to share is not so much as in depth as you. I think you have more experience because of the field that you're in. So for me, what I do, especially when working in the setting that I was working in higher education. It's very stressful. What I would do is, like you said, I would leave working, and that's something that I had to learn. Mm-hmm. One of the main things, and I can't stress this enough, is that one of the main things that I had to learn when I started working, especially in a more corporate setting, mm-hmm. is that it's good to go in and do a good job and do the job to the best of your ability, but don't work yourself in the grave. Because God forbid, if you die tomorrow, knock on wood, they'll be posting your job in a couple of days. Mm-hmm. That's just how it is. That's the reality of it. Do not work yourself in the grave. What I would used to do, and I don't, I'm gonna send this video when it's published and everything to my former boss too, because we're still on cool levels now. I would take a day off every month. I would take a day off every month because I needed it. Because I was dealing with so many different people and so many different levels of personalities, and mm-hmm. it was just too much for my little introvert self to handle. And so I know that you're an empath and I'm an empath as well. And sometimes dealing with all those emotions on top of your own, it's a lot. So mm-hmm. if you feel you having a hot flash, is it having one? Okay, that's fine. I understand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm sorry, girl. I'm over here hot, so.
and it still ain't enough. I am. Trust me, I know your pain.
Just y'all don't pay no
if you need to go and stick your head in the freezer because that's the only thing helps me with my hot flashes. I understand. Oh yeah, we're almost done. So anyway, I did that, and so if I would wake up one day,
we close to being.
And you know what, my body and my mind is saying, you know what, I'm really just not feeling it today. Then you know what, I'm not feeling it. I'm finna call, email, and say, hey, I ain't gonna make it. I'm not gonna be able to make it today. Another good thing that you touched on that I was gonna touch on as well is that when you get off of work, you leave work there. Mm-hmm. Don't go home and you checking work emails and looking at what you thinking about what you're gonna have to do the next day, because all that is just gonna get you more anxious for the next day and counting off a list of 100. What's going on? I heard a couple of booms like an hour ago.
What, girl? I'm sorry. I think they're doing fireworks.
And so just
because that's the second boom that I heard.
Leave work there, because all it's going to do is just get you antsy and anxiety work on all the number of things that
I'm hearing them now. But anyway,
that you got to do. And like you said, Ebony, just know your body cues. You know your body better than anybody else. So when you feel, getting ill or you're just tired, listen to your body. If you're tired, then take a rest. Do not try to keep on pushing yourself. because ain't nobody there, and excuse my grammar, but ain't nobody gonna be there to take care of you when you get down. That work will still be there when it be. They not. They might send some flowers if you have to go to the hospital or something, but that's it. That work will be there when it be there.
Guess what? Your boss, they not coming to take care of you. Work for.
So you know what I'm saying? It'll be there when it be there. So that's pretty much what
they might not do
that. Now I'm in a new position now. And I have not taken time off because I'm new, and I want to make sure I have my time to get my PTO time for when I go on our cruise, because I don't want no trouble. So I'm working, and right now I don't see no days taking off. But if I do need to take a day off,
yes,
I will.
Yes.
I will. But yeah, so that's it for me.
Yeah. Yes.
It was, girl. We talked for a whole 2 hours.
Yeah, all right. I don't have anything.
We're on the 2 hours and 4 minutes. Look at us.
This was a good start.
Yes, and
this was a great start, girl. A whole 2 hours we talked. Like, look at us. Oh my gosh! But hey, I just, for this to be our first one, I'm very happy with the content and just how educated we sound. Like, this is amazing. I loved it. So I can't wait to do more of these with
Most
you.
definitely.
And I can't wait to see like where this goes. Like I said before, when we first started, and thank you all for listening. And so the plan is for us to do these like every 2 weeks as our schedule permits, because we are working women and we do have lives. So we're going to do our best to get these out every 2 weeks. And just really bring y'all some really good content, and just to, be ourselves like we were today. And we hope that y'all love this, and we hope that y'all enjoy it and laugh with us. And we hope that y'all definitely learn
to our
something
viewers listening
from
watching.
From what we brought today.
Thank you for hanging out with us. Thank you for listening to what we had to say, because like Ebony said, this is our first time doing this. Had no idea what we're doing. But we're gonna make it work. And if you want to email us at essentialdetox007@gmail.com, we're always open to constructive. It's 007. Double O.
Girl, hold on, is it 007?
It's the same thing.
Oh, because that's not what I see. I see 077
007 at gmail.com.
I see 077. I don't see no 2 O's.
Okay. Okay, anyway, it's Essential Detox 007.
But okay.
At gmail.com. And you know why I got that 007? Because that's a James Bond reference. They will call him 007. Okay. Yes. But anyway, we will take constructive criticism.
I know. Yeah, I
always.
I mean, when you said 007,
criticism.
I was like, oh.
Also, leave comments, smash that like button on YouTube, and hopefully, yes, let's make this big, because I enjoyed myself, and hope Ebony enjoyed herself, and hopefully you did too. So let's shake some things up. Who knows? We get big, we might be able to do this weekly. Yeah. Y'all get into it. Y'all might retire us early. Become content creators. Okay, we don't know. But right now we're having fun, and that's the most important thing. But
look,
I disagree.
Yeah.
I disagree.
Yeah. And this is all about fun for us. Like, you know, and a lot of people will say best friends can't do podcasts together. Well, we're two best friends and we're doing a podcast together. And I mean, and honestly, like the way that we're talking now is literally how we talk to each other when we talk all the time. So there's really no difference. So yeah. So I think before we go that we should toast our first official
thank you guys for watching and listening, and completing we'll catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.
And being successful. All right. Thanks, guys. Yes. Bye.